What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Speaking of new videos like this, I got one coming in about just about 2 hours, just a little south of 2 hours. Yeah, it's going down. Big interview with R. Kelly's former nutritionist and strategist, Sharon Winbush. Yeah. She got some stuff to say, fam. So that interview is coming up shortly. But first, the business at hand. Dave Chapelle has done it again. So Dave Chapelle recently made news after he criticized Israel's war crimes in Gaza. And he also criticized Hamas for their attack on Israel. But it seems like that where he talked about Israel's role is what really triggered some people and caused them to walk out. Now, first of all, fam, let me just give a moment of pause and recognize Dave Chapelle for having the balls to just speak on such a thing. A lot of these people, a lot of comedians, a lot of celebrities, and people in general, they feel a certain way, but they're afraid to speak on it because the narrative has been spun a certain way. And that's the way you got to go. If they say this is what we rocking with, this is what we're doing, then that's what you got to do. If you don't want to be ostracized, if you don't want to be denied, if you don't want to even be fired. That's one of Dave Chappelle's hangups, is that people are being denied and fired and ostracized because of their views on this war that's going on in the Gaza Strip. Dave Chapelle, whether you like him or not, disagree with him or not, is necessary. And I ain't got no problem with that. Here's the deal, fam. Some of Dave's fans weren't laughing when he decided to weigh in on Israel's ongoing conflict with Hamas terrorists in Gaza. A number of attendees even left the venue after Dave criticized Israel's role in the war during his Thursday night show at the TD Garden in Boston. Now, this is an interesting story here, fam, because after all that went down, Dave's people, or a spokesperson for Dave, said Dave wasn't even in Boston. That said, a number of attendees left the venue when after Dave Chapelle reportedly criticized Israel's role in the war, and according to a report by the Wall Street Journal, the moment started when Dave referred to Israel's counterattacks against Hamas as war crimes and accused Israel of slaughtering innocent civilians. Now, although Dave reportedly condemned Hamas's October 7 attack on Israel, the comic further criticized Israeli government officials for cutting off water and other essentials to Gaza. He also expressed his belief that students should not be denied job offers because of their decision to support Palestine, which resulted in a heckler yelling at Dave to shut the F up. The audience members were reportedly torn by the remarks, with some cheering "Free Palestine," while others shouted, "What about Hamas?" As tensions rose in the venue, fans began to make their exit, according to the outlet. The audience was cheering Dave Chapelle on during his tirade. One person said, "I was sick. We were sick. I turned to my friends and wife and said, I think it's time to go." We walked out and met up with many other Jews leaving the show. Never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing. Let me explain something to you, family. I hate to compare trauma. And what's going on in Israel is horrible. What has gone on, what happened to the innocent people in Israel is horrible. What happened to innocent people in Palestine is horrible. But dude fixed his mouth to say never in his life have he felt so fearful. Let's take a look at that for a moment. Where is that? Where is it? Wait, let me find it right quick. Never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing. That must be nice. It must be nice that you've never felt so unsafe, for a person to not ever feel so unsafe and fearful in their life than when they witnessed a comedian talking about violence. Am I missing something here? Because see, this is what we talk about when we start talking about privilege. Black people in this country, especially, don't have that luxury. We see real-time fear, real-time unsafe, real-time incidents, atrocities, tragedies against Black people, innocent Black people on a daily basis right here in America. We see real tragic. Hearing somebody talk about something don't scare us. We don't walk out on comedian shows our ears are not so sensitive to when a comic says stuff that we just walk out in droves, especially when we know the comedian that we're going to see. Dave Chapelle is taking it there. Every time he gets on stage, he's gonna take it there. That's what he do. He's Dave Chapelle. Dave Chapelle, fam. He's not one of them weak cookie cutter comedians. He has substance. He's unapologetic about his views. Doesn't mean that he doesn't have a heart. Dave's a very compassionate person. If you just listen to him, I've had the luxury of being around him, so I know how he is as a person. But even just watching him from a distance, just listening to how he speaks, you can tell he's a compassionate person. You can tell that he has love for human beings. But he's not with the fuck shit. It's as simple as that. And when he sees it, he's going to call it out. Even at times to his own detriment, when he knows he's going to get called out, when he knows he's going to get penalized, he will still call it out. They don't make him like that anymore. Enjoy it right now. Enjoy Dave Chapelle. Enjoy every minute of Dave Chapelle. Every moment you get, you better enjoy it right now, because it's going to be a long time before another one comes along. There is only a few guys that I can name. I'm not going to name them because I'm going to probably leave somebody out. I'm sure I'll leave somebody out. So I'm just going to stick with the comedian we're talking about, Dave Chapelle. Unapologetic, fearless. This dude, let's go back to this dude, one of the guys who claimed that he attended. He said, I was sick. We were sick. I turned to my friends and wife and said, it's time to go. We walked out and met up with many other Jews leaving the show. Never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing. Homeboy, whoever the hell you are, you don't know fear. You don't know what it's like to feel unsafe. If that's the worst you've experienced, listening to a comedian talk about violence. Now, I get it. I get it. If you are a Jewish person in this country, obviously you're going to pick the side of Israel. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. And obviously, you know, if you're Jewish, you know, you're going to have some, you're going to be sensitive toward anybody who doesn't outright support Israel, who doesn't outright just condemn Hamas and Palestine exclusively. I get it. I get that. But that don't mean that everybody else have to agree with it. I think that people should, I think it's a compassionate human being would agree with suffering anywhere. So if that's innocent people in Israel suffering, I think a compassionate person would agree that that's a bad thing. That's bad. But likewise, if there's innocent people in Palestine suffering, that compassion should be extended to them also. I mean, what makes one group of people's lives more valuable than the other group of people's lives? The other group of innocent women and children and men lives. What makes one group better than the other? I've seen a lot of celebrities jump online and just straight up just Israel. Like, and some of them don't even know nothing about Israel. They ain't never been to Israel. They ain't never been to Palestine, but they choose Israel because America says that's the side we're on. I'm going to tell you straight up, fam. I ain't never let nobody pick my friends. You can't pick my friends. Even if you're a friend of mine, I ain't gonna let you pick my friends. And I damn sure ain't gonna let you pick my friends if I consider you an enemy. What I look like? What do I look like? Letting somebody else pick my friends. There's a bunch of cowards that live in this country. It's so many. I'm talking about millions of cowards, but got the nerve enough to beat their chest with this American pride thing. All of this. Straight up cowards. Make it make sense that if a person have a view and they sympathize, okay, if the students sympathize with Palestine, they lose their jobs. But if they sympathize with Israel, everything good. They all good. Make it make sense. I mean, who's really pulling the strings here? What's really real? Who's really a leader and who's a follower? A lot of these people, they don't even know what's going on. All they know is that America said ride for Israel. And that's what they're doing. Like, those people ain't nothing over there. The other people don't mean nothing. Like, they're not even human. I saw a video of a little dude. He was in shock. This little dude, y'all probably seen this, a viral video. And little kid eyes was like that. Like, it was just buck. And he was just like shaking. He was just trying to, it was like he was trying to process what the hell just happened to him. And this doctor was trying to soothe him, trying to calm him down. And man, like, that don't make y'all, that don't mean nothing to y'all. Like, I'm talking about the ones who have spoken on this and have decided I'm gonna pick a side. That don't mean nothing. Nothing. That don't mean nothing. How is it that people are able to separate extremist organizations that may that may be on the ground in Israel, but not separate, that may be on the ground in Israel? How are they able to separate those extremist organizations from the country, but they can't separate Hamas from Palestine? I get it that Hamas is primarily made up of Palestinians, but most of the people in Palestine are not affiliated with Hamas. Most of them are not members of Hamas. That would be like the Klan or something over here in Louisiana somewhere, in one little hick ass towns, one of the nothing hick ass towns that harbor those Klan members. That would be like somebody saying, okay, well, let's go get them, and just drop a bomb on the entire city. I mean, drop a bomb on the entire state of Louisiana. There's a lot of crooked people in Louisiana. They sprinkled all out through Louisiana, really. Like, so it ain't just in one little place or whatever. It's all over Louisiana. Like, it's a bunch of redneck, hating, backwoods, no teeth, uneducated, slowpoke, racist, uncivilized mutts all throughout Louisiana in positions of power. But it's also some good people sprinkled around. So just kill them too, huh? It's cool. Going into the comments. What's up, Tracy Harris? A uniqueness. Abdul Allah Muhammad. Yeah, fam. I mean, it goes without saying, that, you know, the, we could talk about the hypocrisy that the world has against black people all day long. Because, although we ain't got 2,000 people getting killed at one time, uh, within, a couple of weeks or whatever, they're getting killed, in a couple of years by the police. And ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Don't nobody feel unsafe. They don't feel the most unsafe, and they're not experiencing the most fear they've ever felt in their lives. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So I'm chalking this up. A lot of this is as fake outrage. That's right. I said it. Fake outrage. A lot of people, we ain't really got a dog in the fight. Black people really don't even have a dog in the fight. Yeah, there's a few black people that live in Israel, a few black people that live in Palestine, but we don't really have a dog in the fight. But some of us are out here fighting harder and arguing harder about what's going on in the Gaza Strip than we, fight and argue about what's going on the Las Vegas Strip with black folks. What's up with that? Mr. Maccabees, what's up? Machiavelli's Prince, 101, A Hill, Aquarius, yeah. What's up, Ruth Robinson? Man, I got to go back to this dude one more time. The dude at the Chapelle show. If you're just not joining the live, fam, we're talking about Dave Chapelle and the walkout, the alleged walkout. I say alleged because a spokesperson for Dave Chapelle said that Dave Chapelle wasn't even in Boston. But according to these fans, they say they were at a Boston show at TD Garden and on Thursday night, and Dave Chapelle was chiming in on the war in Gaza, and there were people that some people who took exception to what he had to say, although he started off his comments by condemning the October 7 attack on Israel, by Hamas. He condemned it. But he also condemned Israel participating in what he called as war crimes by shutting off the water supply and other essentials in Gaza, other essentials to Gaza. So they were cool with him condemning Hamas, but when he started condemning, Hamas for their, war crimes, but when he condemned Israel, they walked out. See, it's the double standards, man. It's always the double standards that raises my eyebrow and that causes me to to have some trepidation about people's intentions. Like if you're going to be upset about innocent lives being taken, you should be upset about innocent lives being taken in Israel, in Palestine, in Africa, in the United States, in Spain, in the UK, I mean, everywhere. In Haiti, you should be concerned. Anytime you see innocent lives, I'm talking to all of y'all who making all these posts, all of y'all talking about free this and free that. I'm talking to all of y'all. I'm talking about the ones who saying free Israel and free Palestine. If you're so outraged about innocent lives being taken, destroyed, children being starved to death, murdered, you should have that same energy for all innocent people, all innocent lives being destroyed. But see, that's too much like right. Y'all not going to do that. That's too much like right. And that's why I don't trust y'all. That's why I can't rock with it. It's got to make sense to me. It's got to be consistent with me. Ruth Robinson, what's up? Carlton Hawkins, I see you. Optimistic James. Code Kane. Big Tennessee, Big B Tennessee, what up? What's up, T Sizzle? Black Polo. KC Professional DJ Services and Events. Go get the money. Go get the money. That's right. Go get your money, KC. Eddie Wilson, what it do? I've been just a little deviation, right quick, fam. I've been having some conversations with my team, and I'm thinking about doing either a book tour or a podcast tour. Which one y'all want to see? Thinking about doing a book tour or a podcast tour. I got a new book that I'm going to release soon. It's should I tell y'all right now? I ain't gonna tell you. I gotta have it ready. I like to put it out there first. I'm gonna get let me get it. Let me get it scheduled for release first. And then, that way, the haters and the suckers and stuff that might try to jack and block and all that kind of stuff, you put it on that train track like a locomotive where it can't be stopped. That's what I like to do. I like to put it on that train and let it come down that bad boy like a locomotive where it can't be stopped. So let me get it right there first, and then I'll let y'all know what's up. But yeah, I'll let y'all know what the book is about. But yeah, book tour or podcast tour. Drop a comment, man. Let me know what y'all want to see. I'm going out on that road in 2024, though. I'm finna hit the road. I'm finna move around a little bit. Get in y'all faces, you know what I'm saying? Like get out and, shake some hands and take some pictures and, mingle, and see y'all up close and in person. I'm coming. I'm coming in 2024. I'm coming. Yeah. Uncle Willie, outside in 2024. I'm outside, baby. I'm outside. That's what Dave Chappelle. I'm outside, baby. That's Dave Chappelle. That's my best Dave Chappelle in person. Yeah. Digital B. Burton Taylor, what's up? Shay Wright. Okay, Sandra. Okay. And that, who is that? A couple more shout outs. Karen Harmon. Karen Harmon. What's up, Karen? Big J Boogie. Big J Boogie. Chimmy Banks. What's up, Chimmy? Preston Banks. Is that a coincidence? Chimmy Banks and Preston Banks back to back? Are y'all like, y'all family or something? That's too much coincidence. Y'all got to be related. It's got to be the same people or the same account. Maureen Stein. What's up, Maureen? No Limit says he want to see a book tour, promote more reading. Jay Boogie, book tour first, podcast second. Thomas, is that Langoria says, do both. Have a book tour and do some podcasts alongside. I did consider that. I'm trying to figure it out. True Baby says, podcast tour talking about the book. Podcast tour talking about the book. Okay, all right. Boxing and Barbecue podcast. Julian Thomas says, podcast tour, take your opinions and knowledge on the road. The world needs it. Podcast tour. K-Son Brown says, podcast tour, then the book. Oh, okay, I'm gonna give y'all a little clue about the book, fam. The clue, the book is aligned with what I do in this podcast space. That's all I'm gonna give you. It's aligned with what I do in the podcast space. Mo Jojo says podcast tour, because then you can interview people along the way. A Uniqueness podcast tour, Miss Brown podcast tour. The Bakery says the book. Charlena wants the book. Earth Day, Venus Catch 22 says the podcast. Joni King, both. Jason Jordan podcast. Makita podcast. I'm seeing both podcasts, both podcasts. Looks like y'all want the podcast more than the book, but there's quite a few people that do want to see the book tour first. All right, fam, I'm gonna do a little bit more studying with this, take a few polls. In fact, that may be a good idea. I may go into the community tab on YouTube and take a poll and try to get a little bit more clarity. All right, fam, that's my time. But damn, I keep going back to this one dude, man. This really bothers me. This statement that he made really bothers me. This guy who says he attended the Dave Chapelle show in Boston says he walked out because he said, we walked out and met up with many other Jews leaving the show. Never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing. Can you imagine a black person watching a comic on stage and saying, never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing? Talk about privilege. Man, you don't sit your ass down somewhere. Appreciate y'all for jumping on live, fam. Till next time. Also, get ready for another live in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'll be talking to R. Kelly's former nutritionist and strategist, Sharon Winbush. That's going down at 2 p.m. Central. That's 12 p.m. Pacific. And that is 3 p.m. East Coast time. 8 o'clock in Europe. All right, fam. That's my time. Till next time. No more talk.